So I'm going to go ahead and just share what I came on to share with you today. So some of you know that I've started with my daughter a travel agency business, and we're in the process where a lot of new businesses you typically are of doing a lot of the things that you need to do in the beginning to kind of get your brand established and get your brand out there. So I'm going to share with you today something that I had done yesterday because I think that it might be something that many of you could use and would benefit from. So the business that I'm going to focus on today is Thriftcations. Thriftcations.com, as I mentioned, is a travel agency business I started with my daughter. And we're getting some marketing materials done. We've been doing a couple of Facebook Lives. We're going to go live again tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to talk about 2021 travel because some people had vacations that they had to postpone and maybe look into either book some stuff for next year. So we're going to talk about that. But part of that is we're making these videos. So, as a marketing person, I always try to figure out how can we maximize content that we create and use it in a number of different ways. And the live videos that we've made are stored on Facebook. I can download them from Facebook, and then I can edit them, put them on YouTube, and use them in other ways. But one of the things that I wanted to do is have a video intro and video outro. If you don't know what that is, I'll show you what that is when I go and share my screen. But basically, it's just a way to make the video start and end in a more exciting way that kind of supports your brand, adds some energy to it. And I wanted to get one of those videos done. Now, I have all the software and the capabilities to do this on my own, but for the projects that I'm currently working on, it just wasn't worth my time to sit here and create that. So what I did, went out and hired a freelancer online to do it for me, somebody who already has a system and a template in place. So let me just kind of walk through. I'm going to share my screen with you and show you what I did, show you the video that we had made, and show you how you can go ahead and get this done for yourself too. So here we go, sharing my screen. So you'll find this information. I put a link down below. So if you want to go over to the blog post I'm going to talk about, you can go through and you can create an account. I'm going to give you the tips that I've used and everything to do this. So basically what I did is I wrote a blog post under our tips and tools page, how to promote your business for $5. Let me just click that title and share this. All right. Are we there? We're there. There's always a delay when you're streaming live. Okay, perfect. All right, so how to promote your business with $5 marketing services. So as I mentioned, the video that I wanted to have created, I use a platform called Fiverr. So Fiverr, Fiverr, you actually can just come to this page and click this here, and this will take you over so that you can create an account. It's free to create an account. And then it's also a link down in the description of this video that you can use as well. So I wanted to get a video to serve as like an intro and outro to Thriftcations. And this video platform that I'm using, this person usually does these videos for like $5 or so. But I wanted to customize it because the template that they showed didn't have a lot of travel related type images. So I contacted them and I asked them if they would go ahead and give me a quote to be able to make this video with the images that I want, with my logo and all those good things. So typically this video probably would have cost $5, but it actually only cost me $15. Now you may think, well, Mike, you already have the skill set to be able to do this. Why would you outsource this, or why would you do that? The thing is like the $15 that I pay for this, I know that my time is worth more than that. And I know that I could use that time more wisely working on something else that can't be duplicated. For me, this is something that can easily be duplicated. So just like an hourly rate of what I would normally charge my clients is more than $15. So therefore, it's just not worth the time for me to sit down and do this. So let me just give you an idea of the video. I'm gonna play it for you so that you can see what it is and how it works. Audio may not be the best because I'm sharing it through my mic, but let's just give it a try. Simple. I think it was maybe like a 10-second video or so. So what I'm going to do is actually insert this in the beginning and at the end of all my videos. And I can use this over and over again and just add some branding, add some energy to it before the videos start. You'll usually see these types of things on YouTube all the time, but you don't know how they necessarily get done. So this is one that I had created with Studio Tuvo. They have been great to work with, very professional, quick to respond. And this is the gig here that I used. So if you click through on this link, you'll be able to go over to this page. I put their profile on my page, so you can kind of get an idea of how this works. So I'm going to kind of walk you through the process and what you need to look for if you want to have a good experience on Fiverr. So I spelled all these tips out on the We Merge Media blog post where, here's the things that I look for when I'm choosing a freelancer on Fiverr. So let me just go back over to that tab and share those with you so that you know how to find this information. All right, so some of the things that I look for when I'm looking at a Fiverr is I want to know, about the work that they've done in the past. So typically, my criteria is to look at any gigs that might be 4-star or more. Just because I know sometimes people have a bad experience, could be miscommunication. So I'm not going to only look for 5-star people. My personal filter, I'm okay with that. I look at 4-star or higher, and then I take a number of different variables in play. So one of them is, what is their star rating? Another, if you look here, is there's a number usually right next to that rating to tell you how many different gigs they've done. And this person has done 54 gigs overall. Most of them, as you can see, 50 of them have been 5-star reviews. So I take that as being a pretty good start as somebody that I may want to choose for a project like this. The other thing that I look at is, do they have examples of the work that I'm looking for? So each Fiverr has an opportunity to kind of upload samples of work that they've done. So always look for a gallery to see if they have like different video types that they upload, and make sure that it's something that is consistent and that kind of pretty much looks similar to what you're looking for. This gig normally would have been $5 had I just sent them my text. Right here for each gig, there's a basic, a standard tab, a premium tab. So as you can see, the price goes from $5, $15, $30, based on how long the video is in this case, the delivery time, so how fast the video can be completed and how many revisions you get. But there's also options here about what you want to have included in the video. So if you want to add your logo, or if you want to use video footage and those sorts of things. They include background music in this gig that I purchased, overlay text, which is those words that you saw like explore and discover, all those things are there. So I take all that stuff into consideration when I'm choosing, and I do this before you buy the package. Always do that before you buy the package. Another thing that you want to look for here is just kind of read a little bit about the gig and about the person. They'll kind of tell you about their availability. This person had 24/7 support, friendly communication, delivery time. I like the fact that they spelled out, that they're all about cooperation. And they really were. Like everything that I read here and that I read based on the reviews from other people, I experienced, and I had a good experience with that. You also want to pay attention to where the person's located. So people are all over the world doing Fiverr gigs. This person was in Bangladesh. It tells you about their average response time, which is an hour. Some people aren't very active on here, so they may have an average response time that might be like days in some cases. So you definitely want to make sure that you're looking at those type of things before you buy a gig, so that you know what you're in for, and so that you can have a good experience. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of different things that you can use on Fiverr. I'm just using this video as an example because I just had it done. But there's a number of different categories on here: digital graphic design, digital marketing. I've used people to do some content writing for me when I just didn't have the time or interest in writing like a blog post on a specific topic and doing the research. But there's a number of different categories. You'll find the video like I had under the video animation category, and then there's intros and outros. You can also just type in here video intro. As you can see, that's what I've done before, and then it'll deliver a list of different people that you can use to do that. So I'm going to take a quick look at the comments just to see if anybody has any questions about this while I'm on here. If you are watching the recording of this and not the live feed, please go ahead and leave questions down below because I'll come back and I'll answer them for you. You might be wondering, like, okay, so you're a marketing firm, you do this, like, why would you be outsourcing this? As I mentioned, if in case you tuned in late, it's that some things are just not worth the time for me to spend my time doing. I could be doing more consulting and coaching with clients one-on-one. I can't duplicate that because I can't necessarily duplicate those conversations and the expertise that goes into those consulting sessions with my clients. So when it comes to things like this that I know are kind of pre-formulated and templated, I usually just go and outsource it. I could take the time to make some templates on my own. Sometimes I do, just kind of depends on my workload. But this was something that I wanted to get done quickly and have ready to go for Thriftications. So I hope that is something helpful. As I mentioned, it's $5. For most gigs, they will start at, so you really have to make sure you look, because not all start at 5. Some start at 10, some start at 15. Depending on the industry and the category you're going into, you could be paying $100-$200. I used to do explainer videos for a place that I worked before. We spent a couple $100 getting that done because it was just worth the time to have somebody else do it. So, I find this to be a very good platform for finding these types of services, but you have to do your homework. If you don't do your homework and you don't follow the tips that I shared with you here, and you just blindly choose anybody without really reading the details and asking the right questions, you may end up having a bad experience. But you can prevent that just by doing a little bit of due diligence ahead of time. So let me just take a quick look here and see if there are any questions. Okay. Right here for each gig, there's a basic and standard tab. Okay. You see that delay? Yeah, that's just part of the process here. So cool. All right. I don't have anything else to share with you, and I don't have any questions at this time. But I do hope that this information does help my business friends find a way to kind of maximize your time and maximize your money too, honestly, but then also help you grow your business. And again, if you have questions, feel free to message me. Feel free to email me any way you normally get in contact with me, do so. Go to wemergemedia.com, click on tips and tools, and that'll get you access to the blog post where you can read all the different things I recommend that you do before hiring someone to do these things for you. So that's it. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, remain safe, and we'll talk again soon.